Hello, it's me. Okay, so hi guys. This is another video that you're receiving today is Friday, Friday, May 8th, okay? And we already saw math and you had a worksheet to do. I hope you're understanding it very nice and very clearly. And right now we're going to go and we're going to step into a different class, okay? And I'm going to prepare my piece of paper here. You see how in the other video I prepared to you backwards? Okay, so here it comes. Geography. We're going to go and do some geography today, kids. And we're going to step into something new that I want us to learn, okay? I'm going to show you a scanning of our geography book. So if you don't have it, you don't need it because you have this scanning. Now what's going to happen today is that I'm going to read it with you and we're going to check out the cool map that I showed you in our previous geography class. And so we're going to do that in a little bit because I wanted to explain to you, just like I explained to you on Wednesday Zoom class, that the previous class we were supposed to do some history, but it was a short week and we got excited with geography and I overstepped the class and made it like one long geography class. That's why on Wednesday you only had some Zoom with history and science, and today we're going to go into geography. So there are probably going to be one or two videos, I'm not sure still, but I'm going to show you exactly what it is, okay? So I'm going to go right ahead and show you. Kaboom! Here I am. And it's how a village grows. That is the name of the unit right now, okay? So I'm going to read this with you, and then we're going to go right into showing you the map and the cool stuff that we did the other day. So let's go ahead and begin reading. Abu Dhabi is the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. So before we go right into too much information, I'm going to go right into the map and say United Arab Emirates. Okay? There we go. So the map is turning and we're zooming in to the United Arab Emirates. Okay? Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit because a few classes ago, last week, we were here in Oman and we did a worksheet about it. Right now, okay, we are traveling west of that direction. Actually, northwest of Oman is United Arab Emirates, okay? And I'm going to zoom in because I can see the biggest cities. For example, Dubai is a big city, but Abu Dhabi is, like we learned, the capital city, okay? It is the second largest city in that country after Dubai. So which city is bigger? Dubai. Dubai is the biggest, and the second biggest is Abu Dhabi, okay? Now Abu Dhabi is, wow, look at that. This is the entire country. Now Abu Dhabi is off the coast, northwestern coast, okay? East is that way, west is this way, north is here, and south is down here. So we're going to go to the west a little bit. Here we go. And still sort of northern, okay? And I'm going to zoom in to Abu Dhabi. I'm going to show you some pictures of Abu Dhabi because as I understand it, they are supposed to be a pretty spectacular place. Look at that. Wow. I mean, look at this ocean, these beaches. They look pretty amazing. Let's see some more pictures. Oh, look at that structure right there. The architecture is wonderful. Look at that on the inside. Oof, that's with the high ceilings and those lamps. Wow. Okay, so this is a view probably from a helicopter, I believe. The tall skyscrapers, very tall buildings, and here we have a coast. This is a big highway. Okay, look at that. Very iconic and gigantic skyscrapers. How many floors does this have? They're huge, and they're off the coast. And look at this structure right here. Wow, This is really something, kids. It's a cool way to visit the world using Google Earth. So this looks, look at the structure on this building. Look how weird it is. And it has a helicopter port up there. That's that structure right there. Wow. Amazing. And look at this view, probably from boat because we're standing-ish on water. And look at the structures of the buildings. Very, very high, tall skyscrapers. Okay. I could go on and on showing you a bunch of pictures. Those look fantastic. Look at the structure. Okay, so let's go back. We're going to go back in time. Why? Okay, so Abu Dhabi is an island. That's why it's surrounded by all this water that I've been showing you in those images. Just 200 meters from, 200 meters from the mainland. 240 meters is not a lot, okay? It's about 1/4 of a kilometer, okay? Now let's read here, finding water. In 1760, we're in the year 2000, so we have to go 1900, 1800, 1700. So this is in the 1800s, okay, 1760. A group of nomads discovered freshwater spring on the island. Nomads were a group of people that moved around a lot. They never stayed in one place. So they went to one place with their animals and they stayed there for a while, and then they would walk to another location and so on until they traveled to lots of places, but on foot. So you can't really cover a very large distance, but you can cover a lot of territory by walking, all right? So they discovered a freshwater spring. A spring is like a small river on this island. They also found that the island offered good fishing and was easily protected. These nomads built a small village of just 20 houses. At this time, in 1760, the island of Abu Dhabi was near empty desert, a home for wildlife. So there weren't as many people, and all those skyscrapers that you saw in the images were not there at this time. News of the discovery of drinking water spread quickly, and within 2 years, the village had grown to 400 houses. So look at that. It went in 1760, it had 20 houses, and in 1762, 2 years after, it had multiplied to grow to 400 houses. You see? Okay. So this is a picture of Abu Dhabi in 1904. Okay? Good. Wow. So there. In the the pearl industry. In the 1800s, the people of Abu Dhabi earned money by selling pearls that were found in the sea around the island. By the beginning of the 1900s, that's 18 something something, Abu Dhabi was still poor. Its people survived by collecting pearls, fishing, camel herding, and farming. So they would collect camels and walk with them around. In the 1930s, the pearling industry of Abu Dhabi collapsed. This was because people in Japan had discovered how to grow pearls artificially. These artificial pearls were much cheaper than the natural pearls that the fishermen of Abu Dhabi collected. Wow. So they used to sell original pearls, the ones that you collect at the bottom of the sea. But since people in Japan started creating these very similar things that looked like pearls, but they were artificial, they were not natural, they would make them a lot faster and sell them a lot cheaper. That's why the pearling industry of Abu Dhabi collapsed. Now let's read here, the discovery of oil. Everything changed in 1958 when huge quantities of oil were found off the coast of Abu Dhabi. Later, other deposits of oil were found on land nearby. Abu Dhabi began to export oil to other countries. With the export of oil, Abu Dhabi's wealth grew rapidly, so it became really, really rich, a very rich country. In 1996, Abu Dhabi became the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. It today, 2020, or approximately near this day, has a population of 2.5 million people. So it went from these 400 houses to 2.5 million people. Today, Abu Dhabi owns 10% of the world's supply of oil and produces 90% of the oil in the United Arab Emirates. So that's a big percentage, kids. In the world, there are many countries that have oil and that produce oil and that have the supply of oil. Now, 10% is like a very big number, even though it sounds very small. If you take 100 and you divide it into parts, this one has a part that is only 10, okay? But all the other countries have a lot less than 10. All of them. And of all the oil that you have in the entire country, this capital city has 90%. That's a lot. It means that the other cities only have less than 10% combined. Abu Dhabi now has wide highways with lots of traffic, an office and apartment blocks, universities, and a huge airport. These are the images that we saw. Do you see them here? There are large parks and gardens and many hotels for tourists and business people. But in the 60s, it looked like this. Okay, remember this was a very deserted place, literally in the desert. And it has grown and changed and evolved into this and some of these pictures that I have been showing you. So it's an island. Look at it, surrounded by water. Look at this very beautiful image of a very developed, clearly very developed city. Look at all the buildings that it has, all the structures. Everything kind of looks very beautiful, doesn't it? Look at this structure. You can see the shape of the island. There's like beach shore right here. Wow. And look at the soccer field. Man, I want to play there. They have these very classic Arabian structures and some modern buildings. Like this one looks, wow, looks kind of like a coin standing up. It's a huge building. Wow, this is amazing. And some of the huge structures that they have. And at night, this looks fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So, what do you have to do? Because there's always something that we have to do. Did you know a natural pearl is formed when a grain of sand, one little tiny grain, slips in between two shells of an oyster? Oysters are shellfish that live in the sea. In order to protect itself, the oyster covers the grain of sand with layers and layers of chalky mineral substance that creates a very smooth, shiny, round, perfectly round pearl. That's how pearls are made. Now, artificially, not so much, okay? Now, I want you to do these 3 activities. The first one says, use an atlas or a map. You can use a map on the internet to work out how to get from where you live to Abu Dhabi. So you have to ask your parents for help to investigate this. Then you have to draw a simple plan of the route and write the distances that you have from your house to Abu Dhabi. Okay? Now, number 2. Abu Dhabi developed because it produced fish and pearls. Where are the industries that produce goods that you use daily? What kind of industries do we have? What kind of things do we consume here where we live? I want you to ignore this second exercise. Use the telephone directly. I don't want you to do that. So we're going to skip that one. I'm going to put a little X so that you don't have to do that. But you can do exercise number 3. Okay? If you can't do some of these activities, I'll create some more fun activities. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to create a research project on this that we can present next week. Okay? But I'm not going to tell you about it until a little bit later, okay? Don't worry about that. Try to do this, understand this. If you have any questions, we can discuss them on Tuesday in our Zoom class, or you can email me or ask your parents to email me. Is that okay? Okay. So I'll be seeing you again for another video, but for now, take care. Peace out. Bye-bye, kids.